What's your hidden talent?
My God, I'm a background. I'm a CPA by trade, so you know, I go way back. I am a networker to the extreme. I mentor probably 300 people. So yeah, I'm a good connector.
So you're good with numbers and you're good with people.
Yeah.
And that's important as a leader.
Yeah.
So tell us what's happening here at the Sasha Group.
Yeah, I mean, it's really exciting. You know, I can't believe that it's only been 4 months because we're just such in the stride of what we're doing. It feels so right. I know the market is telling us that we are the right offering at the right time. I don't really know of a competitor to us that offers the full service of what we do here. From the educational side of things to the consulting side to the digital marketing side, having them all under one roof and being able to pivot based on what the client needs is really refreshing to the client and rewarding to our bottom line.
So let's talk a little bit more in depth about how the Sasha Group came to be. So you're one of the newest entities under the VaynerX's umbrella.
Yes.
A lot of folks out there know Gary Vaynerchuk, also known as garyvee. You've been brought in to lead this new group within the company. And how'd that come to fruition?
I think it's important to realize that for the past 4 years prior to that, I was the Chief Operating Officer for VaynerX. So helped Gary take the company from what was then 42 million and a little under 400 employees to ending last year around 150 million, a little over 800 employees. Helped build out his vision, whether it was studio production that we were talking about in Long Island City, or at the acquisition of PureWow that created the VaynerMedia group and digital publishing. So we had been testing a few things in the hallways with 4Ds and something called Mentors that I was really a part of, which was a consulting arm. And Gary just felt that the timing was right. You know, hey man, we built a company to service Fortune 500. I'm on the cover of Entrepreneur magazine. I got 6 million followers and I don't have a product for them. You know, I got a lot of people saying, how do I become the next wine library? How do I go from 3 million to 60 million in under 4 years? So he said, you ready to start something new? And I said, yeah. Prior to coming to him, I was the CEO of a small publicly traded mobile media company, so I knew how to run things. Most importantly, I know the resources of the VaynerX, so if the water gets a little too deep, I know where to go for help. You know, what if we purpose to get our clients to outgrow the Sasha Group and grow into VaynerMedia? So that's such a refreshing concept for them too, because the agency world is based on holding on to you as a client for 40 years. That was the model that we had at Saatchi, whether it was Procter & Gamble or General Mills. You know, it was a rewarding model for its time. But times have changed, right? So how do we service businesses between 1 million and 100 million? With the purpose of explosive growth and getting them to outgrow us and walk down the block to Hudson Yards.
And when you say 1 million to 100 million, this is in revenue.
Top line revenue. That's right.
So you are a consultancy for small businesses primarily, and you had mentioned before education and the 4Ds. So speak to what are the 4Ds and how potential clients of the Sasha Group can participate in these events.
Yeah, I think what's interesting is you know, I was involved 2 years back when Gary came up with the notion of an educational service, much like Zappos or Disney, you know, a day in the life, what's it look like under the hood? Come in and experience how we view the platforms, how we market on the platforms, how consumers consume the content on the platforms. Get to spend some one-on-one time with Gary in small, sort of 12-person combination classroom workshop type settings. You know, we had sold out the last 20 plus. We have over 350 alumni. I mean, it's a product. It's a premium price product too, but it's a product that people were finding real value with.
And what is that price point?
It's $12,000.
$12,000 for the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and it's a full day immersion. I mean, it's heavy lifting. I mean, there's a lot of content being drilled into you. They're predominantly held here in New York, although this year under the Sasha Group we began to take it to the road. So already we've done one in Miami, we've done one in London, we've done one in LA. So they kind of move around a little bit, but they're predominantly in the Hudson Yards location. What we found was that people were hungry for more post that. And that's when we developed the Mentors program, which was our premium price consulting offering. We now have another offering within the consulting world. We do whiteboard sessions, 3 hours, come in, we're gonna help you brainstorm through a particular situation. And a lot of times that's all they want. Just help me over this hump, I'm stuck, if you will. The Mentors wound up being hugely successful. That was one that I personally authored at Gary's direction, and I want to call it a Mackenzie Bain light type thing, right? So it's a 4-hour onboarding session where Gary's involved in an hour. It's a site visit where we do stakeholder interviews. From that, we come up with the 6 or so pillar building blocks that we feel will unlock explosive growth. We deploy them 1 per week over the next 6 weeks. It culminates in a 2-hour meeting. Gary's in for a half hour. I say that because an hour and a half of Gary's time for a small business is really big time stuff.
Absolutely.
But it is surrounded by a team. It's not just a Gary show, obviously. We did 9 last year pre-Sasha. We'll do at least 12 this year as the Sasha Group. And we stay involved. You know, we take a little piece of the upside if we help them break them through. So that's our incentives to make sure we're doing the right thing. And then we had what was already the successfully built digital model of creative and production and media planning and media buying. We have growth hacking engineers here as well, so in a development group. So we started this by taking seasoned veterans from VaynerMedia to the Sasha Group. You're not getting the B team here. In fact, you're getting some of the most tenured. Our average tenure is 3 years in the Vayner world. So I think what's interesting is you have entrepreneurial DNA infused with Fortune 500 experience. So that combination is really what's setting us apart.
What I really like about this 4Ds product that you offer is that it's a one-day conference essentially, as opposed to businesses having to go to multiple conferences throughout the year and kind of picking and choosing. Oh, I'm going to go to this one and spend a little bit of money here, and then I'm going to travel here. Like, you're bringing everything, you're packaging everything together to where they get access to Gary, who is a highly recognizable public figure, and someone that you would have to pay to go see do a keynote anyways. You're getting dedicated time with him. But in addition, like you mentioned before, these businesses that come to the 4Ds are getting direct access to top tier talent that can help them kind of navigate through where they're looking to take their business.
Absolutely, and I think what's interesting is, because it's not just a classroom setting, it's a workshop setting. Iron sharpens iron, right, as it rubs up against each other. So there may be somebody on the other end of the table that is experiencing something that you are and has figured out a way to break through, and now you take that nugget of gold with you. When Gary's in the room, everybody goes around and asks their specific question about their business to Gary. There's nuggets of gold flying in that, because you can see that with his content. Anytime he's dropping knowledge, people are hanging on that.
And we're going to drop, just to go ahead and put it out there, we're going to drop some links on this video for previous 4Ds, because I believe there's some content that exists on Gary's channel.
Absolutely.
And we're also going to put a link on how companies that want to get involved, how they can sign up as well. Maybe walk through, what are like 2 or 3 of the common questions that small businesses that attend these events ask? Like, what's top of mind for them?
Does the same piece of content resonate against all the platforms? I'm a B2B business, I'm not a B2C business. Is it right for me? Is LinkedIn really a place where I can garnish attention now? I'm really not good in front of the camera. How else can I get out there? Hey Gary, I love your model about building a personal brand first to halo over the corporate brand that would follow underneath. Can you show me how to do that? I think is voice really that impactful? Why the big movement on podcasting now? And and a lot of times Gary will share his knowledge. Hey man, that's just the latest form of radio to me. right? It's just a little more personalized. You get to consume it when you can. If I want to listen to a podcast when I'm shaving, I can. It's not I got to tune in at 7 a.m. to hear this person speak. So I think, you know, Gary looks a lot into the past to understand how to benefit the future, right? So part of the reason why he hired me is like, you've made 25 years of mistakes I don't want to make. You've been in public relations, branding, general market advertising, mobile. I want to do it all. All right, help me avoid the potholes to move faster. That was kind of our interview thing. So, and a lot of times I'll share an experience. This is how it works. And one of my favorites was, tell me how it works with the television. I said, yeah, it's storyboard, animatic, focus group, throw it away. Storyboard, animatic, focus group, throw it. He's like, yeah, screw that, I'm not going to do that. We're going to do 3 reasonably priced videos, you know, on Facebook. We're going to let all of them perform for the. We're going to tweak the best one. We're going to take it up to television. You know, he broke a 150-year-old model in like 20 seconds. And that's, you know, he does that often. Virtually every meeting I have with him, he's doing that.
Now, maybe speak, before we wrap up, James, to like the legacy behind the name Sasha Group.
Yeah, I think it's really, really important. Gary's really big on legacy. It's much more important for him that, you know, people write books about him when he moves on, right? So, so he named the company after his father, which I take as a great honor to be running it, because he's like, look, don't screw it up, man. It's got my dad's name on it. His father feels proud. I know. I've met with him a few times. Anytime I come up with a little swag, he's got to be the first to get the delivery. So
you're behind the Sasha hat that he was wearing on Instagram?
No, because that's not on brand. But I did tell him, look in the content, and I said, I will get you a Sasha hat that's on brand. No, that's just his name. Somebody made that up. Yeah, so it comes from the fact that his father was, you know, an immigrant from Belarus, came over and, you know, developed a successful business. The business was successful pre-Gary. It got explosively successful.
And you're referring to a wine library.
Yeah, wine library. Right. And, you know, he came over, was working in a liquor store first before owning his own, and, you know, doing well, got it up to a couple million in sales, you know, and then Gary just got involved, and that's kind of what we do. You know, these are successful businesses. $10 million business is a successful business, okay? It's just when 10 wants to go to 50, they don't know where to go.
Right.
So they come here. And that's what we do time and time again in helping them break through, whether it's some of our marketing clients like Bag Bomb or Sun Butter. These are products you haven't heard of, which is why our website you know, features the entrepreneurs behind them and how we're helping them. Or mentors clients like you know, like Young Nails or Corporate Essentials. You know, that we're successful businesses without us, but they really wanted to explode.
Now, James, you mentioned the website. What is the address?
Yeah, thesashagroup.com.
Thesashagroup.com. So we'll also put that link here in the description of the video, along with
all the social channels are The Sasha Group.
Excellent. So the Sasha Group everywhere. We'll go ahead and make sure that we send some folks over your way.
Be great. Yeah.
Best of luck. We're ready to help.
Thanks for your time. Appreciate it so much.